Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench once again. And I'd like to say a big welcome to you all. If you're new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe down there. And if you're not new, welcome back. So, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about pin vices. Pin vices are basically miniature drills. You see me using them all the time. Here's one here. Basically, you hold it in your hand and you drill. A lot of people like to use power tools and stuff. I like to do all my drilling by hand, because I find that power tools can be a little bit uncontrollable, especially with the smaller things, and I just like to do things by hand. I don't know, it just feels better for me. So, as you all know, I have my absolute favourite, and this is my David Union 150 pin vise. Now, the beauty of this one is it goes from 0.3 all the way up to 5mm, which is a hell of a range for a pin vise. And as you can see, it's very well made, beautifully constructed, very high quality, and as I say, has a huge range, and can take, this is a 5mm drill, and it'll take that no problem at all. Okay, so there you go. And you can also come down to a 0.3 drill, okay, or even smaller if you have any. There is a 0.3 drill, you can hardly even see it. If I can close this up and just open it a touch, put the drill in there, and we have 0.3 drill held in there, as long as, and it's the same as a 5mm drill. Absolutely great. It looks like I've actually snapped that drill off. Looks like there's nothing on there. So put it back in anywhere. I can always get myself another one. I've got a box of 0.3 drills. So there we go. So that's the beauty of this. However, there's always a however, isn't there? I was using this last weekend. I don't know if you can see, this is all chewed up on here. And hi Tron. Tron was asking how it happened, and I said there'll be a separate video about it. I accidentally, okay, easy mistake to make, I accidentally touched one of the jaws when I was putting a drill in. I don't want to do it again. And what happened is it all collapsed inside and it fell apart. Now, I could not work out for the life of me how to get it back together. And basically what you've got in there, because it's got such a huge range, it's got, I don't know if you saw that then, as I went back one kicked, it's obviously wearing out. And what's happened, you've got three separate jaws which sit on a disc, and they're held together with springs. Well, they're held apart with springs to keep them apart, and then as you widen them up and down the cone, they open and close accordingly. So obviously things get sticky, things get worn. I mean, it's all aluminium after all. And basically one got stuck, or I tapped it, whatever, and it fell apart inside. And I had three springs, three drawers, all just rattling around in there. And I could not work out for the life of me how to get it apart. Well, basically, you take it off this shaft, like so, and you've got this head. And there is a ring on the back which undoes. So basically you hold this and you undo that ring, and then you reassemble it, put it back together, which is easier said than done. Job done. Now the trouble is, what David Union do when they build this, they put a really good thread lock on here. So I didn't know if it was left, right hand thread, what I was doing. I didn't know if it was press fitted or what. But in the end, I worked out it's a normal thread. You just unscrew it with the thread lock. So I would advise, hold this in vice with some soft jaws, warm it up, get it warm, and then unscrew it with some nice pliers or something, whatever, and you won't make so much of a mess as I did. But you can see what I've done. I've gone over with a black marker to get rid of all the bright aluminium, just to make it look better. But I think it's had its day. I've had it a few years. It came from Premium Hobbies, and they're never in stock. They're always on back order and stuff. They're very difficult to get hold of, if you like, but and they're not the cheapest thing either. They're over 20 quid now, I think. But it is a wonderful little tool. But as I say, you can hear, I think it's had its day. It's starting to wear out. So I started looking around at alternatives. Now, somebody actually commented when I did my little unboxing from Brooks Models. They said they think I've got a fetish for pin vices. I think you're probably right. So I started looking around. Now, if you look at this, and then you look at this came from Amazon, typical Amazon packaging, and what we've got here is a pin vise with a little bag of drills. Now, have a look at the pin vice set. This is the bag of drills. You can see they're extremely high quality, very well made items. I mean, they're just going to be rubbish, aren't they? But it was £5 or £6 or something. What I was interested in was the pin vice, because if you look at this, there's no idea of size, okay, but when you compare this to this, you look at that, you think somebody's copying someone here, aren't they? So I thought I'd give it a go and see what it's like. Now it's basically, I mean, here we go, this is the difference. Listen to that. The aluminium, the thread on here is a lot coarser, and the jaws are nothing like as nicely finished. I think it goes up to about 3mm. I think it'll take a 3mm. I've got a 3mm burr here. Yeah, it'll take a 3mm drill probably. And that's about it. It's about as far as you're going to go. But it's a nice little thing, but it's not very well made. It's probably not going to last 5 minutes. And there we go. I'm not even sure how. What we'll do, we'll get a drill. Let's get this David Newton. But you can see there, you know, when you see a picture of that and you see a picture of that, you put them together, you can see the difference. But I just thought I'd give it a go and see what it's like. So yeah, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. What we will try is looking at just take a half decent sized drill, pop that in there. I've got a piece of plastic here. I just want to see how. It's all right, it's okay. Now the trouble is with this, because it's cheap and nasty, I've got my hand on there. Okay, I'm putting this on here. You can see that end is just turning on my hand. So if we did lots of holes, we would end up with a blister. So that needs to be lubricated or freed up, you know, put it in a vise or something, or in a drill, spin it up. It is what it is. It's pretty much useless junk. It's tat, isn't it, basically? But you know, I just wanted to see what it's like, and if you don't try these things out, you'll never know what they're like. So there we go. So we put that to one side. We put that there actually. So that's our first one. Now I got in touch with Rob at Brooks Models. There's in the link in the description below this video. There will be a description of how you get to Brooks Models. This is Brooks Models here, and there will also be a bunch of codes you can use to get yourself some discount if you want to do some shopping there. So when we look at how I started out, this is what I started with when I started modelling. And I can't remember where these even came from. But you can see here there's 3 different designs of basically the same thing. And what these are basically it's basically a collet that has different size ends. You can see that one there and that one there. And what you do whenever you want to use it, you just swap it over. You swap over the collets and move them around, which is why it's good to have more than one, because then you can have them set up for the different sizes. This one here is permanently got this 3mm burr in it, and this one here has permanently got this 2mm drill in it. I tend not to use this because you do tend to get blisters if you do a lot of drilling. This is just a double-ended one of the same thing. So I got in touch with Rob at Brooks Models, and he has this very reasonably priced item, and this is basically the same as what I've got. Now this is priced at £3.25 on his website. I mean, what can you get for £3.25 these days? Now, again, it's the same thing as I've just shown you. It's basically you've got a variation of collets. So you've got this one here, which has got no hole in the middle, and that will go all the way down to a 0.3. That will hold a tiny little 0.3 drill, absolutely fine. But until they get bedded in, you need a bit of strength and everything to pull the collet closed and that. But there you go, and it will go all the way up to a 3mm. There's the biggest one there. Okay, so you pull that out of there, push that back into there. There you go. Okay, and you can get a 3mm. You can see there's a 3mm burr there. That'll go in. Actually, just undo that. That'll go in there absolutely fine. Okay, so that's that. You got to remember as well, if you get something in there tight, when you try to remove it, you're putting pressure on. You're pulling it at this taper, so it's trying to close itself. So best not to squeeze anything in there if you can help it. You'll find it very difficult to get out. And then obviously in this end, in the handle end, we've got the same thing again. with more sizes. So you'll have sort of 0.3 up to 1, 1 to 1.5, 1.5 to 2.3 or something, then 3. That's the way it'll go. So that's that, and that, as I say, that's the little bargain basement one from Brooks Models. So that's great if you're on a budget, okay, but not really recommended. But great if you can have a few of them, then they're fine because you can just have them set up. But if you're drilling a load of holes and you're working your way up, say you go in 1 mil, 1.5, 2, 2.5, you spend longer changing over drills than you do drilling. So it's worth having more than one, or get one of this type which has a variable adjustment rather than having to change collets over. Then we've got this one here. Now this is an Archimedes drill. Now this is proper gimmicky. Now I have opened this packet so that you didn't have to watch me remove staples. That is a hell of a job to get apart. So basically this one here is a very simple collet system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a drill, just get like a 0.7 or something, whatever size it is. Now I haven't tested this out, but that'll sit in there, and then we can tighten that up. Okay, and then you can use this as an ordinary drill, like so. Okay, or what we can do, now this is the first time I've tried this, is hold the top. Look at that. So it does work. I've got the drill is not in there straight, I don't think. Let's put the drill in a bit deeper. You should always put the drills in as deep as you can anyway. And that is actually drilling a hole without me having to do any twisting motions. So that would be great. If you're doing a ship's hull, before you glue the halves together, you want to drill out your portholes. That'd be perfect for it, wouldn't it? So there we go. What I'm worried about is going through and ruining this new cardboard base. So that's why I'm not carrying on for too long. So there you go. There's your Archimedes type. You can see as you push it down, I'll hold the end. As you push it down, it's drilling. Okay. So, bit of a gimmick, but £2.75. I mean, what can you get for £2.75 these days? You can't even get half a pint of beer, can you? Get a load of pint. All right, so that's the Archimedes type. So that's the that one's £2.75, as I say. So well worth a look if you want something a bit gimmicky, or you've got loads and loads of holes to drill, or you're on a super tight budget. And then finally from Brooks Models, we've got this one here. Now this is lovely. Now Rob doesn't have this listed on his website, but he does have some other ones. And the other ones that he has got listed, the other Tamiya ones, are better than this. This is 74051. He also has 74050 and another one on there. And they have, I'm just going to have a quick look without stopping the camera. Yeah, 74112 and 74050. And they have a 0.1 to 3.2 millimeter capacity. This one only has a 0.1 to 1 millimeter, but I'll bet it will go bigger than 1 millimeter. And this thing is lovely. You can tell because it's got Tamiya's name on it. It's beautifully made. The end has a bearing in it, by the feel of it. The thread is gorgeous. It doesn't take much effort to close up, and it's gorgeous. It's just a beautifully made bit of kit. Now we're going to the higher end of its capacity here. So that is, I think that was a 1mm drill I got there, wasn't it? Yeah, that's a 1mm drill, so that's what they're claiming to be the max. You can see it's also got a nice deep collet as well, which is good when you've got longer drills. It's always good to have the drill in as far as you can. You've got less chance of snapping it. But you can see this is a beautiful thing to hold. You put it in hand. If you look at this, concentrate on this nut at the top. As I'm twisting it, I'm putting the pressure on, and that nut is not turning on my hand, so I'm not going to get any blisters or anything. So there you go. And there's also another way you can use these. It's just okay. So that is a pleasure to use. It's gorgeous. Now it says it's got a maximum capacity of 1 millimeter. I bet it goes bigger. It has an extremely deep collet, which is great. I mean, that drill will completely get lost in there, look. That's absolutely brilliant for longer drills. But it says it goes to 1 mil. I'll bet it goes to 1.2. Is that 1.2 or 1.3? That's 1.3. So that goes in there absolutely fine. That's 1.3. So as you can see, it's bigger than 1. And again, no pilot hole, just it's lovely, absolutely lovely. So there we go, it goes to 1.3 at least. I wonder if it'll go even bigger. Let's have a look. Sorry, that's 1.2. 1.3. Yeah, 1.3's pushing it. Yeah, it doesn't want to go in 1.3. So it goes up to 1.2. Here we go. So that is a lovely bit of kit. Now these, as I say, Rob doesn't have these on his website, although he sent me one. Maybe he's just got them missing off his website. But they seem to be about £12, £13 elsewhere. So when you compare that to that, if you're not going to go bigger than 1.2, and let's face it, most of us 0.5, 0.8, most of us were drilling for portholes out of ships or to put wire handles on our tanks and stuff, axle shafts for wheels on aircraft. You know, you're not generally going bigger than 1 mil. So, you know, that would be perfect if you're staying down in the lower ranges. It's a really beautifully made bit of kit. You can see it's gorgeous. So yeah, I don't have it on Rob's website and I can't contact him today because he's at a show. So there you go. But that's the Tamiya 74051, and that is a gorgeous little bit of kit. You'll see me using that one a lot. There is an equivalent, the little David Union one, but it's not as nice as the Tamiya one. It's got a lovely bearing in the top end there. It's very nice. It's the same. It's got a capacity up to about 1.2, but it just doesn't have the feel. It's a lot harder to pull down as well to the smaller sizes, whereas that one's really easy. So, I mean, saying that, it looks like they're the same bloody thing, doesn't it? But they're not. They look the same, but they're not the same. So there we go. So that's my little video, my little escapade on pin vices, and also for those that were wondering why this one has got not this one, this one, why this one has got damaged. So yeah, I think it's had its day. It's been going a few years now. It's drilled lots and lots of holes. So we'll see how we go. I still use it for tapping because it's got a big handle on it there. But there we go. I think it's had its day. So thank you for watching, guys. As I say, in the description below the video, you'll see a link to Brooks Models. Go and have a look. If you're on a budget, either of those two, I wouldn't bother with this. It's junk. This is Amazon. It's garbage. It's not very nice at all. And that handle on the end, as soon as you put any pressure on it, as soon as you start drilling, it's just going to give you blisters. So yeah, this one here is lovely. I'm going to be using that one a lot. So I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye for now.